Joining us on the show is Montreal-born and raised award-winning actress Meaghan Rath, who has starred in shows like Hawaii Five-0, Being Human, New Girl, as well as appearing in shows like Schitt's Creek, Flashpoint, Magnum P.I, and Kingdom with Nick Jonas. Meaghan has a new role on CTV's new original comedy, Children Ruin Everything, and is here to talk to us all about it. Meaghan, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
So first of all, tell us what area of the city you grew up in and what you love most about your hometown of Montreal.
I grew up in Montreal West. My parents still live there. Montreal is the greatest city in Canada. It is just full of culture and fun and diversity, and it's my home.
I love that you still love Montreal. That's great. Because sometimes when people leave, you're like, do they care about us anymore? So happy that you, you still do.
I care so deeply.
What do you miss? Like, is there a restaurant that you miss, like right now, that you could say, I miss this food?
I mean, I have a friend that's there now that just took a picture at Schwartz's, and I have to say, I know that's like so cliche, but I would like kill for a smoked meat sandwich.
Okay. That's perfect. Tell us how you got into acting, and was your family supportive right off the bat?
It was always something that I wanted to do. My parents put me in acting classes when I was really young, and it was kind of like a right place at the right time thing. The acting studio that I was at had my picture on the wall. A casting director who was casting for a film came in, asked me to audition, and I got the part. My parents were supportive. They knew nothing about the industry in any way, but were just loving and supportive parents, and sort of learned about the entire industry along with me.
What would you consider to be your first big break that got you noticed?
It's so hard to answer that because I feel like there were different roles at different times of my life that, changed my career in certain ways. But 15 Love was my first television series that I shot when I was like 16 years old in Canada right after high school. And that sort of set me on the trajectory of like, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do for sure. This is the greatest thing imaginable. But I feel like there were lots of roles along the way that changed things for me, like Being Human. I grew up on that show. And then coming to the States and working here quite a bit. I will say that when I did Rogue, that set my career on a different kind of trajectory, and like people really saw me as a dramatic actress, which I was doing, but not in that way. It was like a very gritty drama, and I'm very grateful for that show.
Was there a specific point in time when you made the decision, I need to move to Los Angeles, or was it like a gradual thing that just kind of happened?
It was sort of a gradual thing. It was kind of always my goal to live there and work in the States, just because of the amount of opportunity that was here. So I think, I did Being Human, and which shot in Montreal. Luckily enough, I got to be in my hometown shooting that show. And then when that was done, I was like, I knew that I would make the move.
Joining us on the show is award-winning actress Meaghan Rath, who hails from Montreal and is currently starring on CTV's new comedy, Children Ruin Everything. You can follow Meaghan on Instagram at Meaghan Rath, and Children Ruin Everything airs Wednesdays at 8:00 on CTV. So Meaghan, you play Astrid on the show. And how were you approached about the project, and was it an easy yes for you?
Yeah, absolutely. The project came to me maybe a year and a half before we actually shot. And there were some things that didn't work out, like timing wise, but I loved the scripts and was super, super interested in the character and the stories, but also, the team that put it together. I'm such a huge fan of everybody. They're so, so talented, especially Kurt, our creator, who is just like a prolific writer in Canada, but also it's such a personal story to him. And it's so clear when you read the scripts that the character was so easy to connect to that it just, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
What do you like most about your role and the show in general?
I love that our characters, like James and Astrid, the parents, feel like real people. They're not just playing these archetypes of what parents are on a sitcom. They're real people who had a life before children, and that really comes through in each episode because they're trying to retain a sense of that life that they've lost. And so I love the way that they communicate with each other, the way that they communicate with the kids. They have a lot of respect for each other and speak to each other in ways that, like, you can tell that the characters have been through therapy.
That's so cool. Now, I read that, and I believe I read this on your Instagram, that you were about 5 months pregnant when you were filming the show. So I wanted to know, did you being pregnant help kind of the idea of you playing a mom, or was it more of a challenge because you were pregnant and were having to still be at work?
It was actually like a great time in my pregnancy because I was 5 months pregnant, so I was done with the throwing up, and I had this sudden burst of energy, which worked out really well because the second we finished shooting, couldn't get off the couch. So it was perfect timing. And I think, I don't know what it contributed to any parenting I'm doing now, but I certainly, now that I have a 4.5-month-old, I'm hearing the echoes of all the scripts in my dreams and in my waking life constantly. And I have definitely a new appreciation for it that I didn't have when we were shooting, that I of course thought I had, but now I understand it too, in an all new capacity.
Now I know you're a new mom, but do you already feel like this shift that you've obviously gone through by now becoming a parent? Do you think it's already influencing the roles and the situations and projects you're going to take on next?
I mean, I hadn't really thought about it, but I guess, life experience contributes so much to the kind of work that you're doing. And I feel like I've grown as a person so much in this last little bit. I mean, it's been, I don't know. Do you have a kid?
No, I have 2 huskies. So.
Okay. Well, yes, I also have 2 dogs, but so it's, it's just like, it's an overwhelming thing that like you could never really prepare for. So I definitely feel like I have a new arsenal of emotions that I can bring that are right at the surface, just ready to break through at any moment. Just say one thing and I'll burst into tears right now.
You'd be great on like a soap opera then, like a Young and the Restless. That'd be awesome.
100%.
Can you tell us what it felt like to be back in Canada filming this in Toronto? Like, obviously I know you're a Montreal, which I appreciate and I love. But I also lived in Toronto and I know that the different vibes between the 2 cities. So what was it like being in Toronto?
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, as you can imagine, there was a lot of hockey talk about the Leafs versus the Habs. It was really a subject on set among the crew. But I mean, I have spent a lot of time in Toronto growing up and I have lots of family there. So it was just, I mean, it is such a different vibe, but it was nice. We were there during the pandemic, so it wasn't like I was able to go out and really enjoy the city because we were very much locked down while we were shooting. So anytime that we had off, which was, the weekend, I wasn't doing anything. I was hibernating.
That's fair. I usually ask this next question of musicians, but I thought it might be interesting to hear your answer. If you could switch places with another actor/actress and or producer for like a day, who would it be and why?
On the show or just in general?
In life, in anywhere.
Oh my God. Well, I would, an actress, I would say maybe Emily Blunt. She seems to be a delight. Her husband seems to be delight. She does great work and great movies. That'd be fun.
That's a good one. Aside from your family and friends, who is the coolest person in your phone that you can call or text?
Oh my God. That is such a good question that I wish I could go through my phone and look before we did this interview. Sometimes when you have someone who you think is cool in your phone, they're not actually that cool. Who would be great? I have Peter Weller, who played RoboCop and is a really, really awesome director. He's in my phone. He's a good time to talk to and to text. I would say that as an answer.
Okay, that's fair. And because of your Montreal fans and the Montreal connection we have with you, can you please finish this sentence? The best thing about Montreal is
the people.
I love that. Now, do you have a message for your Montreal fans before I let you go?
I mean, I did. Well, thank you so much for all your support and making Montreal feel like home every time I go back, no matter how much time has passed. And I love you.
What is up next for Meaghan Rath after this show? And hopefully, obviously, we're getting a season 2. We're fingers crossed.
I mean, I would love to do more episodes. That would definitely be so great to be back in Canada and film. But yeah, there's a couple other things in the pipeline. Hopefully that I don't want to talk about now and jinx. But I'm excited to, I took some time off because I was having a baby and then caring for the baby. So now I'm excited to start working again.
Amazing. Well, Meaghan, it's been such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thanks for having me.
That is Canadian actress Meaghan Rath. Don't forget to check her out on Instagram at Meaghan Rath. And of course, Children Ruin Everything airs Wednesdays at 8:00 on CTV. Hey, it's Kelly Alexander, and thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kelly Alexander Show, so you are the first in line for all the cool content coming your way.